Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you what is proportion. Okay, so you people have done what is ratio. Okay, with the help of ratio, we will be able to understand what is proportion. So let's take an example so that this concept of proportion will be clear to you. Okay, so let me find out some ratio. Ratio of rupees 20 to rupees 25. Now, if I want to find out the ratio of rupees 20 to 25, what will I write? I will write rupees 20 upon 25. And when you cancel it, it will be 4 upon 5, that is 4 is to 5. Yes? Now let's take one more ratio. Ratio of 12 oranges to 15 oranges. So that will be equal to 12 upon 15, 4 upon 5. So here also. So now what you can see that I have taken two ratio of two different things. Means in this case I have taken ratio of rupees and in this case I am taken ratio of oranges. Okay. But what you can see is common here. Common here is that the two ratio that I am getting when I am simplifying my fractions. When I am simplifying my fraction, in both the cases I am getting 4 is to 5. I am getting 4 is to 5. Okay. So what we can say that these two ratios are equal, isn't it? Because it is coming 4 is to 5 and 4 is to 5. So what we can say that these two ratios are equal. And this is what proportion is. When two ratios are equal, what we can say? We can say that those two ratios are in proportion. Yes? What you saw here is that I have taken different values. After taking different values, the calculation after simplification, the answer that I am getting is same. So any such value where the ratios after simplification come same, then we can say that these two ratios are in proportion. So what we can say that 20 upon 25 is actually equal to 12 upon 5. 12 upon 50, which in the form of ratio can be written as 20 is to 25 is equal to 12 is to 15. Yes? So 20 is to 25 is equal to 12 is to 15. These two ratios are equal. Why equal? Because when I simplified them, answer was coming same. And if anything comes like this, then we can say that these two ratios are in proportion. So this is in proportion. These two ratios are in 20 is to 25 and 12 is to 15 are in proportion. Okay. Now there is a symbol. Instead of this equality, we use a symbol when we say this word proportion. And what is this symbol? Symbol is these two colons. And what we call these two colon is as. Okay. So what we can say that 20 is to 25 is as 12 is to 15. Yes. So what we can say 20 is to 25 is as 12 is to 15. Or you can say 20 is to 25 is in proportion with 12 is to 15. Now this is a number that I have taken and everywhere I have written proportion like this. That two ratios are equal, so they are in proportion. When we say proportion, as when we were saying ratio, we were using one colon. When we say proportion, we use two colon. And where we write those two colon in place of equality sign. And what we call these two colons is as. Is as means same as. So the ratio of this is same as ratio of this. 20 is to 25 is as 12 is to 15. Yes. Now these are numbers that I have taken. Now let's take a general formula. When we take general formula, what we use? We use alphabets. So we'll use alphabets here. So what we can say that if I have any ratio in general, A is to B, any ratio A is to B is in proportion with C is to D. Yes, this is what proportion is. Okay, then we say they are in proportion. Now, for proportion, you are going to get in your exercise almost all same type of questions. There are 5 questions in your exercise, all are same. They ask this only that what are the two values are in proportion or not, they are in proportion or not. Okay, so how to check that the given ratios are in proportion or not. So we will now study how to check whether the given ratios are in proportion or not. So what I have written here is A is to B is as C is to D. Yes. So actually what is this? This is A upon B equal to C upon D. Yes. A upon B, A is to B, A upon B, C is to D, C upon D, and in place of this I can put an equality sign. Yes. Now can I cross multiply when I have two fractions in equality? I can cross multiply. So what I can write here is A and D, or we can say A multiplied by D is equal to C multiplied by B. I am bringing this B here and I am bringing this D here. So A multiplied by D, it will be A multiplied by D. Right now they are in division. When you cross multiply, they become multiplication. So C and D. Now when we talk about alphabets, we generally don't put this multiplication sign. So in place of this multiplication sign, I can simply write AD. If I write A and D and if I write B and C, this means it is multiplying. It is A multiplied by B, it is B multiplied by C. So in general, we don't write multiplication sign. But if two alphabets are written here like this, then what we say that if there is no sign, it is always multiplication. Okay, so what we have done with this, that this is in ratio, this is in proportion I am saying. So I have converted it in division form, then I have cross multiplied. So this D is here and this B is here. Now what I have got A multiplied by D and B multiplied by C. Now this is one way with which I can actually check whether the given ratios are in proportion or not. Okay, so if I have 4 numbers, what I do, I take A and D of that number, I multiply them. I take B and C of that number, I multiply them. And if my answer is coming same, then I say that yes, they are in proportion. So now when I am saying A and D, or when I am saying B and C, anything that you can see here? That A is here. Okay, A is this side and D is this side. They are in the corners. Yes. So A and D, which are in the corner, we call them A and D are extreme terms. Extreme means they are in the corners. So they are extreme terms. And D and C, where are they? They are in the middle. So they are middle term. Are middle term. Yes. So what we have, if I find out the product of these extreme terms and if I find out the product of this middle term and if my answer is same, I can say that the values that I have are in proportion. Yes. Now there is one more way to write this. Since I am saying extreme terms, middle terms, so in place of this or in place of this A, D and B, C, what I can write, what I am doing, I am multiplying these two extreme terms. So product of extreme terms, I can write product of, there is one more word that we use here, that is extremes. So we can say that product of extremes is equal to product of means. We don't say middle in this case, we say means. Okay. So in place of these A, B, C, D, you can write this also, that product of extreme terms and product of middle term is, if they are same, then we can say that the given values are in proportion. So there are two ways with which actually I can check that my values are in proportion or not. First is with the example that I took. What I did with my example, I took two ratios, and then I converted it to fraction, and I simplified those two fractions. Answer was coming 4 by 5, 4 by 5 in both the cases. So I said after simplification, if ratio comes same, then they are in proportion. So this is one way with which I can check. This is one way. Second way is with this, when I am saying that things are in proportion, when I have this thing that A is to B is same as C is to D. With the help of this also, we can conclude that product of extremes is equal to product of means, and if it is so, then we can say that yes, my values given ratios are in proportion. Okay, so what is proportion? Proportion is equality of two ratios. When two ratios are equal, then we say they are in proportion. Now let's take few questions from your exercise, and for this exercise you are free to use any of the method. Means for all question you can use product of extreme and middle, or you can simply divide them and check. Both will be absolutely correct. I will be doing both the methods, so whichever you feel is easy for you, you can do that. And if you also want to use both the method, well and good. I am taking question number 1, first part, and in this I have to check. In all the questions you have to check this also. Check this only, whether it is the statement is true and false, means they are in proportion or not, everywhere. So I am taking the second case, which says 15 is to 45 and 40 is to 120. So I am using the first method here, which is by division. I will check the simplified part of this and simplified part of this. So 15 is to 45 is actually 15 upon 45. 15 ones are 15 threes are 1 upon 3. 1 is to 3. Now take the second part. 40 is to 120 is 40 upon 120 is 40 ones are 43 is again 1 upon 3. 1 is to 3. Both the values are coming same, both the ratios are coming same. So what we can say that yes, 15 is to 45 is equal to 40 is to 120, or 15 is to 45 is same as 40 is to 120. Yes, simple. You just have to compare the values after simplification. If they are same, then we can say yes, the two ratios are in proportion. Now let's take the second question. I am taking question number 2 now, which says that there are 4 statements given, and you have to check whether the given statement are true or not. So what they have written in the previous question, there in between the two ratios and was written. So you have to check whether they are equal or not. Now here they have already put the sign of 24 equal to 30 is to 20. And this is what you have to check. They are saying that these two ratios are equal, and you have to tell is it true or is it false. So let's do it with the same method. We can simply divide them. Let's divide them. So 16 is to 24. I am taking this first. Just 16 upon 24. 8 2s are and 8 3s are. 2 upon 3, which is 2 is to 3. Now take 30 is to 20, which is 30 upon 20, 3 and 2. So 3 is to 2, 3 is to 2. So 1 is coming, 2 is to 3, and the other one is coming 3:2. So they are not same. This means what I can say, 16:24 is not equal to. This is the sign of not equal to. When you write an equality sign and you cut it, when you say it is not equal to. And this says the statement is, the given statement is false. Yes. The given statement is false. This is what you have to do in question number 2. Everywhere you have to check whether the given statement is correct or not. Now let's come to question number 3. It's a very easy exercise. Once ratio is clear to you, then proportion is definitely easy. Question number 3. They have written numbers, 4 numbers together. And again they are asking the same thing. Are they in proportion or not? They have given you 4 numbers. Okay, you have to check are they in proportion or not. So are they same as A, B, C and D? Yes. So can we use this A, product of extreme and product of middle in this? Yes, we can use it, and it is up to you. If you want to divide first 2 and then you want to divide these 2 and then you want to tell them whether they are equal or not, it is correct, not wrong. I am this time taking product of extreme and product of middle. So what is extreme? These 2 are extreme. And middle? Middle terms. Yes. So I am going to check that whether the product of extreme is equal to product of mean or not. So product of extremes. So extreme is 12 and extreme is 8. 12 into 8. They are in the corner, so they are extreme. Okay. Now 12 8 is 96. And product of middle or means is 16 into 6. So 16 6 is also 96. So the product of extreme is coming equal to what we have. This implies product of extreme is equal to product of means. And this means that yes, they are in proportion. Yes, 12, 16, 8 and 6 and 8 are in proportion. Yes, so this is also a very easy method. This in this, this in this. Everywhere you can use the same method. That you take the extreme numbers, multiply them, you take the middle number, multiply them. If the answer is coming same, then they are in proportion. If the answer is not coming same, simple, they are not in proportion. Now this is it for today. Instructions will be given to you along with the video. Follow the instruction carefully and do your work. Thank you so much.